Okay, welcome everybody to tasting number 204 of the Saratoga Whiskey Club. We just had 203 like 4 days ago, 5 days ago. So we're moving right along, which is kind of how we roll when I'm home. And I will be home for a while, so we're going to be doing some fun stuff coming up. But we are doing our ninth edition or ninth installment of Scotland A to Z tasting. So that means that we're now going to be completing 54 whiskeys by the end of tonight, because we do six whiskeys per installment. And we're in the D's. So we're only in the D's. Yeah, we're moving really fast. Everything is in the D's tonight. And actually, I think we might leave the D's after tonight. I don't remember if there's another DU, but we're starting with a DA and ending with a DU. So there you go. Almost the entire D's. There was, I believe, there was one, maybe two closed distilleries that fell into this tasting that were impossible to get. Both financially and physically. So, you know, when we finish this A to Z journey, I will go back and see what we missed and see what new distilleries have started out that we also missed. Oh, no. And try and fill in the holes when we're done. I mean, this is like 3 years from now, so there's no rush. I mean, we're in this to win it. So
I'll be 80. He's warming up the bourbon A to Z.
Yeah, no, we're not doing an Ireland A to Z. We're not doing a bourbon A to Z. We're not doing a Japan A to Z. This is it. Scotland A to Z. All right, so we're gonna get started. I do have videos for each of these, and I'll move the screen so that Joe can see here. None of the videos are long, so no torture tonight with that. Again, be patient if not all of the videos are buffered and ready for smooth streaming, but we'll do our best tonight. But we are going to be starting up in the Highlands. We're starting with Dalmore. That's going to be our first whiskey tonight. So I'm going to read a little bit about Dalmore, and then I'll read about the whiskey that we're tasting. And then we'll watch a couple. There's actually 2 short videos on Dalmore. One by Richard Patterson, who's the famous nose of Dalmore. And then another one kind of shows the distillery itself. But the distillery is located north of Inverness, about 20 miles north of Inverness, on the banks of the Cromarty Firth, overlooking the Black Isle. And in a couple of the videos, or one of the videos, you'll see some of the water. It's a beautiful distillery right on the water. One thing to look for in the video before I forget is we've always talked about the black fungus that, you know, is created by the angel share and the evaporation of the whiskey, and how it attaches to not just the warehouses, but it also attaches to the trees. And if you look at the video, and fortunately this video is from a few years ago, and I don't know if they've changed that now, because they have a whole new visitor center now and they've redone a lot. But if you look at the trees, they're all black, and they're not supposed to be black. They are black trees. They're owned by White and McKay, which is actually a Philippines-based company, which is pretty interesting. They were established in 1839. That's right, Jura is part of White and McKay. Distillery established in 1839, and in 1867, the new owners, Andrew and Charles Mackenzie, introduced the 12-pointed royal stag emblem, which is famous for Dalmore and their core bottlings. There's some interesting information on Dalmore that I'm going to read, just because I think some of this is fun. The operations ran fairly smoothly until 1917, when the British Royal Navy began to use the firth next to the distillery as a site for the production of deep sea mines. in 1920, much of the distillery was destroyed by an explosion and the fire resulting from a mine detonation incident. The subsequent legal battle between Andrew Mackenzie and the Royal Navy lasted over half a decade, even reaching the House of Lords. So that's kind of cool. You don't hear that too often with distilleries. It was family owned until 1960, when one of Dalmore's main customers, White and Mackay, took control. So they've been owned by White and Mackay for a long time, which is also fairly unusual. The water used in Dalmore is taken from the river Averon, which runs through the small town of Alness, where the distillery is located. The waters of the river flow from the nearby Loch Morrie, located deep in the heart of the Northern Highlands. Okay, I did look up how much spirit they make, and it's actually quite a bit. It's about 4 million liters a year, so quite substantial.
It all goes into single malt, right?
Yes, it all goes into single malt. And every Dalmore product is matured in 2 types of wood: American white oak bourbon and exclusive aged sherry cask from Gonzales Baez. Each sherry cask is selected by master distiller Richard Patterson. All right, so that's a little history on the distillery. They did just reopen their visitor center, and I think it's all different now. And I haven't been since they did that. I have a feeling it's probably a little over the top. They're kind of that. I'm not going to say they're a Macallan-esque distillery, but Dalmore definitely tries to be an exclusive kind of single malt with their packaging and their everything. So I have a feeling it's probably going to be a little over the top. What we're drinking tonight is an independent bottling of Dalmore, not something you see too often. We did have a Dalmore here in the shop, I want to say like 3 or 4 months ago, that we did in a tasting. And that was from Highland Laird Independent Bottling. But this is from an independent bottler called Bheagan.
No, Bheagan.
Bheagan.
Dunvegan.
Dunvegan.
Castle.
All right, Shalom corrected me. Dunvegan. It is, I'd never heard of this independent bottler before, but I went online and found this bottle. It's a 13-year-old Dalmore. It's 54.3%, and it's finished in a Pomerol wine cask.
Oh, that's different than their normal.
Yes, so this is not their typical kind of thing. That's what this Pomerol, Pomerol. I don't remember what kind of wine that is. We can look it up. Somebody can look.
It's a red. It's
red
from
wine.
Bordeaux.
Yeah,
it's a red wine from Bordeaux.
There you go. I knew somebody would know that. 511 bottles of this, so fairly large cask. All right, so let's play these videos. Let me get this.
How much was this?
It's on my list of. Actually, this is the most expensive whiskey of the night. That's interestingly enough. This bottle. This kind of shows you how. This shows you how difficult it is for independent bottlers to get their hands on a cask of Dalmore, because they're going to pay a pretty high price. This bottle was $276.91.
Wow.
Not cheap for a 13-year-old Dalmore.
$20 a year.
All right, I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to play a couple of videos. It's going to take just a bit to get this buffer, so just be patient. And then let me make sure. All right, here we go, guys. So You see all right, Joe?
Oh, okay.
Black on the trees.
You've been there before several times.
Twice, yeah. But before they redid everything. These first couple of videos will be some buffer. Good. I like it. It's got a brightness to it as well. No. It's probably the wood. Yeah. It seems like a juicy. See how black the warehouses are?
Yeah.
It's all going to be different. I kind of like the old school. I remember my first time visiting Dalmore, they actually had pretty incredible distillery exclusives that were not crazy expensive, which is pretty unusual for Dalmore. And they were really good, but there's you can't find that anymore. All right, we're gonna watch this one other. This is Richard Patterson. Some of you might recognize his voice. He has a very kind of classic Scottish voice.
The art of whiskey making is to many of us in Scotland still a mystery. You must be patient. It's only through years will we nurture the spirit, but you have to give it time. When we're maturing some of our aged Dalmores, they won't be at the top of the rack. They'll be at the bottom, nearest the ground. The dampness will be there. During the winter months, it can be deadly cold, but for our whiskies, it's the perfect environment. I've watched the development. The first year, second year, third year, even fourth year, even fifth year. It's still a baby. It still needs to be nurtured, and it's nurtured by Mother Nature and the wood. I put it into port, Madeira, Masala, Cabernet Sauvignon, small batch bourbon, and Methuselah sherry. And then thought, why don't I combine them together? And eventually I came up with a formulation that I thought really reflected the true style of this whiskey. And I noticed, like the many finishes that I've done over the years, that it took on a different meaning. Whiskey is a person that's going to develop in the same way as an individual. It's how you look after that person, not just for a few years, but all the time it's in the warehouse. And when it develops and comes out, you really are immensely proud of it. Same as what you look back at your children and say, look what they did, look where they are now. Well, that's because I looked after them. Well, you've got to look after the whiskey in exactly the same way. We must give the whiskey time. That's what it's all about.
All right. So that's Richard Patterson. His nose is insured. He's one of the very few people in this world that actually has an insurance policy on his nose. It's $1 million insurance policy on his nose. So he's famous for that. And I'm not making that up. That's real. I'm sure there's probably some other blenders or distillers out there that have some body parts insured. Who knows? But you want to hear a weird thing?
Sure.
I'm going on this backpacking trip in July.
Wasn't it weird?
And there's this optional like insurance policy you can take out if
This is being recorded.
I know
Okay.
it's all good. And it's like, you know, your primary health insurance covers you first and foremost, but if you want, they offer like a secondary policy.
Scorpions and rattlesnakes?
No, they have one part of it where it says if you lose 2 digits, they will give you $2,500. 2 digits, not one, but 2 digits. And I was like, God, that is the strangest thing.
That was
Two-
a Yakuza limit. That was a part of it.
And if you die, it's like 5,000. So it's like you go from 2,500 for 2 digits to 5,000 to die. That's
That is
quite a difference.
Right.
But the thing that I thought was
For the Cask.
the thing that I thought was funny about it was, you know, the Scout motto is you hold up 3 fingers.
Oh.
If you lose these 2 digits, you don't have to worry. You just hold up your hand and you're like, you're good. I don't know. Maybe that's why they did it. Maybe they want you to lose your thumb and pinky. But
Well, thumbs are generally worth more than others.
I mean, it's a thumb a digit. Is that actually a finger?
Thumbs are actually insured
I
differently.
mean, I don't know. We got a little off topic.
You know,
Sorry for dram number 6.
There's horses that have parts that are insured for quite a lot of money.
Well, Shalom was giving me shit because the last tasting went too fast. So I'm trying to make sure they don't.
You don't remember the thumb drive?
Speed it up, Charles.
The thumb drive
Okay.
from Batman?
What do you guys think of that Dalmore? I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
The river comes-
Pretty expensive, but at least it's tasty. Pretty good stuff.
USB.
Yes.
Okay.
The car.
What's interesting about tonight's tasting is 5 of the 6 actually make quite a bit of whiskey. They're pretty large volume. And then one of them makes like the smallest in all of Scotland. So that's kind of how this works sometimes. We kind of go in bunches, but all right. This one makes a lot. This next one. They actually make 10 million liters.
Oh,
All right.
I've never even heard of them.
So we're going from 4 million, which is a lot. 4 million is a lot. Most distilleries are around 2. At most. A lot are between 1 million and 2 million. So 4 is a lot, but now we're going up to 10. So Dalmunach, and we've had quite a few Dalmunach bottlings over the years. It's all independent bottlings. They're a distillery located in Cairn. All right, hold on, guys. Distillery located in Cairn, which is in the Speyside. It was built for Chivas Regal blends. Okay, this is a workhorse distillery. It's owned by Chivas Brothers, which is a subsidiary of Pernod Ricard. The water source comes from the nearby burn, which is called Dalmunach, which originates in the Monach Hills. The distillery is named for a nearby pool on the River Spey. The distillery is located beside the Speyside Way and the Moray Way, which are long-distance footpaths in the region. So it's one of those places you can stop and see when you're doing one of those walks. The distillery started in 2012. All right, 14 years ago. This is what's interesting. And I almost was going to pour this as our pre-dram, but I didn't. The new distillery occupies part of the former site of the old Imperial Distillery.
Oh.
All right, we've all heard of, or some of us have heard of Imperial, a now closed distillery. The distillery officially was opened in 2015, so only 11 years ago, by Nicola Sturgeon, the first minister of Scotland. The distillery cost 25 million pounds and consists of a modern design that won the Royal Institute of British Architects Award for Scotland in 2015. The design is said to be inspired by the shape of a sheaf of barley. The distillery was designed to be energy efficient using renewable energy sources. In 2019, the MP Teresa Villiers visited the distillery while serving as environment secretary. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, much of the distillery's product is used as a component in blending. The first single malt bottlings of the distillery were in 2019 with the release of a 4-year-old single cask bottling. The distillery is one of the largest in Scotland. It has a 12-ton Briggs full lauder mash tun. There are 16 stainless steel washbacks and 8 pot stills. The spirit stills have an onion shape, which pays respect to the former nearby Imperial Distillery, and it has a capacity of 10 million liters. All right, so we're drinking tonight another independent bottling. This is from the Cooper's Choice. This is a, let's see here, what did I say? 7-year-old Dalmunach. This one is, let's see here, matured in additional oak, matured in American oak with additional aging in Pedro Jimenez sherry. Doesn't say how long the finishing was. Only 396 bottles, 58.5% ABV. This bottle was $116.55, so not too bad. Yeah. All right. So I have 58.5. Oh, it's got a little funkiness to the nose. All right. I'm going to share. I only have one video. It kind of just shows you a quick kind of vision of the distillery. There's not a lot of stuff out there on Dalmunach because they're so young, but let's get this going here. It's only a minute long.
Does not taste as hot as things.
All right, here's Dalmunach. I don't even think there's talking on this one. Very modern. Okay, you can see how beautiful it is.
Was it built by shoes?
Yeah.
Okay, so they didn't just buy it.
No.
So this isn't 100 years old.
No.
No, this is 12 years old. Yeah.
You don't listen at all.
No.
But even.
Oh, I do have one more actually. I have one more. Actually, this one I have to turn the volume down because it's really loud. I remember this. This is the still room.
Thank you.
You can get a kind of a sense of the shape of the stills and maybe how many there are. Well, some are wash and some are spirit. The spirit would usually have the reflux. pretty good size stills, pretty big, and there's a lot of them, so they're pumping it out. All right. Okay. That's Dalmunach. It's a beautiful place. I'd actually really like to go. It kind of reminds me, I remember Dennis and Steve, you guys were with me at the cairn, just how modern that was. And I mean, that was even more modern, I think, the cairn, but you know, that was literally push a button and it makes whiskey. It was like robots everywhere. But beautiful and beautiful scenery. Definitely a cool place to check out. All right, what do you guys think of this?
Nice. Okay.
Really didn't love it.
I mean, it's nice. It's fine.
It's young, 7 years, so keep that in mind.
It's got a little bit of sulfur.
Yeah,
It's just the flavors aren't real deep yet because it's young. I
it's
guess.
yeah. And again, you know, like when I bet when Chivas is using this, it's such a workhorse distillery that they're probably not trying to get a lot of heaviness from it. You know, it's probably just that they want that standard
It's well
consistent
balanced.
flavor.
It's smooth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem as hot as it is.
It's not, remember, some of you guys were at the tasting on Saturday night, and Holly was talking about Craigellachie, how they used Craigellachie in Dewar's blend to give it that elbow grease, that little extra kind of kick. You know, I'm sure Dalmunach is not used to give extra kick. It's probably used to form a base of a good blend, you know, not trying to make it much different. But
This really pretty place is at 10 million liters, which is
Crazy.
significantly large.
huge.
And we don't know which barrels they gave these guys.
Right.
Tasting. So this
That's true.
This might be something that's off
Right.
their normal brand.
That's
Said,
true.
Hey, this one is a market for it.
Yeah.
Because they, you know, they still let their name be on it. But
And
this went
that's a
to
very
the-
good point.
went to the other guy. Right.
You do have that with independent ballers. They're sometimes getting casks that are not the normal profile that the distillery is looking for, so they want to get rid of these casks, and that could be a very possible thing with this. Now with a finish, you know, with PX, you know, it could be hiding some of whatever that is. I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Yep, yep.
But not bad for a 7-year-old. It does have on the nose, though, I get some of that sulfur kind of funkiness. And when I was pouring this earlier tonight, I smelled that right off the bat, and I was like, "Oh boy, I hope it's a decent dram," you know, because sometimes that's not a good sign. But it's actually not bad.
The Colin has a lot of sulfur on it.
There's not a lot of sherry qualities in this.
I was getting more vanilla and apples.
It's probably a short finish.
I get a strange mintiness in the finish. I don't know.
A mintiness?
There's
Interesting.
There's something just hint that barely, but I was going, what is that flavor?
I was thinking of sharing the video of the next dram of filling the bottle.
Yeah.
But I kind of forgot to send that to me. But maybe I can do it real quick. It was just last year. Let's see here.
Yeah, it's like their color. You know, I'm not kidding. There's a little bit of that.
Problem is, there were so many damn trips last spring.
I didn't get minty, but there was some flavor that didn't. There was something. I something jangle.
That's the only thing I could point to was some sort of minty, but it could be something different.
I'm gonna try and find this.
There was something about the barrel that was difficult.
Well, when was that? April, right? It was April.
You want me to Google that?
When we were at Dalwhinnie, it was April.
Yeah.
Oh my God, too many photos.
The same.
Holy moly.
If it's different, it's awesome. That's a problem.
All right, getting there. May 1st.
Creamy oaken vanilla prune, salted papaya, toasted coconut,
This is
and
linked
intense
Oh,
spice.
man.
And then the finish is long and spicy with a tingling, refreshing heat, drying vanilla, and light dried chili.
I think that's it's in the finish that I caught something that I couldn't quite identify.
Free pasta sponsor, $5 pasta, you can't get that anywhere. And you get kids serving, it's the best. Yeah.
All right, it was Thursday.
Whenever we know what this.
Here we go. I found it. Oh,
Was that late? Was that late all week?
oh. You know, I think I just have you, Steve, filling your bottle. I don't know if I have me. That's when I bought a bottle, right? Was when I was with you guys? One of you took a video, right? Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna, actually, this is good because I can see the price or the type of, all right, we're gonna move on to Dalwhinnie. I'm gonna talk about this this bottle first because I have the video here staring at me. So this is a hand fill from the distillery, Dalwhinnie. It is a 12-year rejuvenated cask. Oh, you know what? This is not when I got this. When did I go there before? Oh shoot.
We both got the hand fills and this,
What year was this?
we didn't recognize this.
2025. Go back there.
Yeah, Charles, Steve
Oh
said
yeah, I
this
went
didn't-
with the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. All right, hold on.
Been drinking too much, Charles.
No. I couldn't
Run
remember.
together.
I think we're going to Scotland too much.
I went back like 2 weeks later.
Oh,
Wait, that must have been Sunday, May 4th. Sorry guys, taking too long here. Oh wait, here we go.
Wait, I'm gonna complain next time. That tasted way too long.
Yeah, it's all my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Wait, no, that was a different trip.
We usually do it in like an hour.
Yeah.
6 an hour.
47 minutes later.
Hey, sorry guys. I'm just trying to get information on this cask.
We're fine.
Oh my God, damn it.
We appreciate the effort.
I just wish you could search a date.
Yeah, that was part of it.
All right, here we go.
Yes, I was kind of hoping.
All right, here we go.
Sunday.
Sunday, October
We're in England.
11th or 12th. Here we go.
I was parked right here.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I got it. Oh, yep, I have the video. All right. All right, here's the cask. It is still a 12-year rejuvenated. But it's a different ABV. That's why I was getting confused. So this is different than the bottle you have, Steve and Dennis. This was one I got last fall. This is 54.9%. The one they got is 55 point something. All right. And I don't know if we really want to watch this video. It's pretty horrible. But I could email it to myself. But this is how you. So it's kind of how you normally fill a bottle.
Yeah, it fills up one, right? And then you empty it. Is that how it does it?
Yeah, you lift the thing and then you put the
Yeah.
bottle under and you
Yeah.
lower the thing and you know.
It's a thing. Yeah.
Very thankful.
Charles
Lower
also
also
insurance.
And then you plug in the thing and then you write on a thing and you put a thing on the label
And
and
then you pay for the.
and then you pay for the thing. That's the hardest part.
That's what she said.
All right.
And then you drink the thing tonight.
All right, Dalwhinnie. You can tell I've drank a lot since Japan. All it takes is one whiskey and I'm already losing my mind. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Dalwhinnie. Located in the Highland village of Dalwhinnie in Scotland. produces single malt. They're located in the Badenoch and Strathspey ward of the Highland Council, whatever that means. It is owned by Diageo. The site of the distillery was chosen for its access to the available clear spring water from Lochn Dorwhinnie and abundant peat from the surrounding bogs. However, we don't really see peat with Dalwhinnie expressions anymore. It is the highest distillery in Scotland at 1,000 feet above sea level. There is another one that claims that it is, but Wikipedia still says that Dalwhinnie is the highest, so we'll just go with it. But we're just going to be nice to Dalwhinnie tonight. It's the name Dalwhinnie is derived from the Gaelic Dalwhinnie, whatever, which Dale Lombardo, which means meeting place, referring to the meeting of ancient cattle drovers' routes through the mountains. That's pretty cool. In 1897, John Grant of Grant-on-Spey put up an estimated £10,000 to build Strathspey Distillery at Dalwhinnie between the Great North Road and the Highland Railway. 1897. Production began in 1898. It was bought and sold like a lot of distilleries. In 1934, a fire closed the distillery for 4 years. Oh, I do remember that when at the distillery, they talk about that. I think it was actually a fire that was from the flour in the mill. I think the fire was started from that. They do get snow. Let's see here, anything else of interest? In 1972, oil replaced coal, so it wasn't that long ago. In 87, they became part of United Distillers, which then became part of Diageo, as many did. In 1989, Dalwhinnie became one of the 6 classic malts of Scotland, which was a huge thing for Scotch malt, whiskey, and single malt in particular. You know, you had Oban, Cardew, there were a bunch.
All owned by Diageo.
All Diageo.
You like movie.
They do use worm tubs, and their worm tubs are located outside of the distillery in the elements. You see them as you're passing by the distillery on the highway. You see them as you drive up to the distillery. They're right in front of your face. They're actually really beautiful. So worm tubs are a good thing. We love worm tubs. All right.
Is that the old school which also have one
Yeah.
outside like that?
Yeah. Typically they would be I mean, you think moonshiners, you know, all of those old condensers were outside. All right, we're gonna play one video on Dalwhinnie as we sip, hopefully a delicious dram.
It is
delicious. I don't think I've tasted this one yet.
This is my favorite.
Because I wasn't driving on that trip. Maybe I did taste it. I don't know.
It's really nice.
All right.
If it's really available, I would buy it.
This is a hand fill. That's why this tasting is so special.
You can taste Charles's knuckles in our draft.
If you want to pass. It says Saratoga Whiskey Club right on it. All right, here's Dalwhinnie.
You didn't autograph it though.
You wrote the thing with the thing.
I don't think there's any. It's just this lady walking through the distillery. Wooden washbacks. Not that that totally matters, but.
What is that?
It's all cremated bodies.
It's all people that ask too many questions.
right, you guys, I can't take you
Where
anywhere.
the Scotland tasting
Horrible.
room.
Horrible.
All it takes is one person.
All
in
it
the
takes
video.
is one person to say something and it just goes off track. All right,
Charles, you tried it yet, Charles? This is good.
I did. It's really good.
Wait, so real quick, 12/10/25, is that?
October 12th.
Yes,
Okay, you wrote it the way they do it over there.
yes.
But he didn't
It's the
sign it.
reverse property.
He should have autographed it.
You know, when
I
we
did.
write- when we write
Saratoga
down
Whiskey
numbers,
Club.
I wanted
You
to
just sign it.
Oh.
9 million, you start with the 9.
I remember that the bottle that Stephen Dennis got was really good too.
We should go-
That was a good one. They do good. I have to say, all of the Diageo distilleries that do hand fills, they're typically all amazing. Like the Kleinleash,
Talisker.
the Talisker, they're really good.
What do you mean by
The
that?
Cardew.
What do you mean by
So
that?
a lot of their
The
distilleries
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
offer.
Yeah.
They never used to do that. Diageo was like, that was never a thing.
Oh, you're saying they grabbed the right.
No. They offer that experience now, and they're all good.
Yeah.
So
They're-
is there a higher price point for the hand fill?
This is 130 pounds.
So that's like 160 bucks.
It was 157.17.
Yeah.
But you get a 10% discount if you do the tour.
Okay.
So the 157 was with the, I think that was with the 10% discount.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, pretty nice experience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the time that I was at Dalwhinnie with Stephen Dennis, which was earlier last year, they did the hand fill. We didn't do the tour. We were just stopping there just to do a stop at the visitor center and use the restroom and whatever. And they got their hand fills. Well, I ran into one of my favorite bartenders from Japan who was in the visitor center. And I came up behind him and tapped him on the shoulder and he turned around and was like, woo! It was so funny. And I just saw him a month ago. Twice, actually. Yeah.
All right.
I did two trips to the park. Yeah. Oh, look, Dave's got the shirt. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Represent. Are you changing your shirt with each dram?
Yeah.
Do you have pants on?
Whatever that Snapchat filter that lets them just kind of stick it on.
From this angle with the green in the background. it looks
Don't
like a
stand
man.
up, Dave. We don't want to know if you have pants on or not.
Very nice.
Dalwhinnie Tobias
Well,
is the Matrix.
It's not a surprise. It said Dalwhinnie with the invite the whole time.
Dodging whiskey bullets.
Well, since we're here Saturday night, this feels like Saturday again. Hell, it's Saturday night, we're just having a party.
Yeah.
You're drinking,
I should.
Dalwhinnie is visible when you drive through that big park that's in the middle of Scotland.
Yeah.
And the one where there's a rest area, shopping center in the middle. You can go right by Dalwhinnie as you're driving.
Yeah, it's right off the
I
road.
really want to go to Scotland.
Beautiful place.
This is a delicious whiskey.
Yeah, it's very good.
Dalwhinnie was one of those early single malts that I tasted. I remember the 15-year that I really loved. I mean, it was probably maybe the 4th or 5th single malt that I had ever had. And I was like, wow, this is really, really great. And that was just the core Dalwhinnie 15-year.
And are these, sorry,
I've
is
always
this
liked that.
one regular, like whiskeys, not like blends?
Single malt.
Yes, single malt.
Yeah, that's all they do. is
Yeah.
single malt.
I've only ever had one bottle. Well, actually,
Oh,
he
Dalwhinnie.
bought something that was supposed to be
Because even a lot of the other Diageo single malts go into.
supposedly.
Mhm. Yeah.
This doesn't, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Cardew, big time. Finally.
It was like,
Totally
this
well,
is
yeah.
just awful.
All right, you guys good with that? We're halfway through,
Bad enough to just.
taking
walk.
our time.
Just awful.
All right, yeah, we got to,
Said it done.
Well, who was here for Lost Lantern? I mean, my God, that was like shoot me in the head.
I was
9 drams in 45 minutes or something.
9 drams. I was home for that one. Yeah.
All right, it was great. But, oh my God. Okay.
Set me up again.
All right, we're going to move on to Deanston. I have quite a bit of info on Deanston. There was a lot of information on Deanston that I didn't copy down because there's a ton of history at Deanston, and it would just take way too long to go through it all. But they are the largest distillery owned by CBH Spirits Limited, who also own Bunnahabhain, Tobermory. So Deanston's part of that group, which is a great group. I mean, I love all of those, Tobermory and Bunnahabhain. I mean, come on, fantastic distilleries. It's located on the banks of the River Teith, 8 miles from the town of Stirling. Well, it's not really a town, it's a city, at the gateway to the dramatic Loch Lomond and Trossachs National Park. Started life in 1785 as a cotton mill and remained as such for 180 years until it was transformed into a distillery in 1966.
Whoa, very good.
Yeah. The constant supply of the pure water from the River Teith contributed to the decision to turn the mill into a distillery, and Deanston is now the only distillery in Scotland to be self-sufficient in electricity with power generated by an on-site hydro energy facility. And they actually show you that when you go to the distillery. It's kind of cool. You don't ever really get to see kind of where the power comes from.
Charles, that's where they had the picture of Steve's brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Picture of what?
Steve's brother?
Steve's brother. Yeah. Yeah.
Why? What?
Inside joke.
Inside.
We're wandering through the distillery on the tour, and they had this picture of an employee on the wall, and I did a double take. He was a spitting image of me.
Yeah.
Now, isn't Ardnamurchan also trying to be self-sufficient?
Yeah, but they're using wooden wooden pellets to create energy. It's not hydro, So Deanston sits in the Highland single malt region of Scotland. It first acquired its name in 1500 when Walter Drummond, the Dean of Dunblane, inherited the lands now known as Deanston from the Haldanes of Gleneagles. The Scots word Dean was coupled with the Scots term tune, meaning farm or settlement, to make Deanston. It was largely an agricultural area. Let's see here. Its opening signaled the start of a period of great change for Deanston, which inhabited with Highlanders who had been evicted in the clearances and were reluctant to work in the mill. Let's see here. There's a lot of real history here. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on. We'll talk about the whiskey here in a sec. The distillery was
10 people can be just as loud as 16.
The distillery was formally opened on the 30th of January 1967 by the actor Andrew Cruikshank, the star of the BBC's Dr. Finlay's Casebook series. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that.
Never heard of it.
Deanston started bottling in 1971, and the first single malt was named Old Bannockburn. Teeth Mill, a blended whiskey, was also produced at this time. A kiosk was set up at Blair Drummond's Safari Park, which sold Old Bannockburn and Teeth Mill in takeaway cartons. Takeaway cartons at a safari park. Bring it.
A safari park.
A safari park in Scotland. Well, it was Nessie. You would go around and you'd see Nessie. All right. At this point, although it made business sense to sell Deanston as a single malt, it was mainly produced for blending purposes. In 1971, Invergordon Distillers, which was bought by White and Mackay in 1990, bought Brodie Hepburn with Tullibardine and 30% share in Deanston. A year later, Invergordon purchased Deanston outright, and the first single malt bearing the name Deanston was produced in 1974. It ceased production in 82 for 8 years, and then it was bought by the current owners, CVH, in 1990. It looks very unlike a traditional Scotch whiskey distillery, as we'll see in the video. Let's see, anything else? It uses only Scottish grown barley. Well, that's the case for a lot of distilleries. Was one of the first distilleries in Scotland to start producing organic whiskey, certified by the Organic Food Federation, and using barley grown in specifically selected sites, free from pesticides and chemicals. The distillery also uses an 11-ton open-top mash tun, the only one of its size in Scotland, and 4 unique pot stills with upward sloping line arms and boiling balls, which helps give the whiskey its light character. The spirit is matured in the original weaving shed built in the 1830s, which holds a capacity of 24,000 casks. All right, that's Deanston. Let's talk about the whiskey. All right, so this bottle I did buy with Steve and Dennis. I didn't taste this because I was driving, but this is technically a hand fill. It's a distillery exclusive that they filled for purchase. What caught me of interest was that it was from Scottish oak. All right, that's not something you normally see. I've seen Scottish oak with Glenallachie before, but you do not typically find Scottish oak as a maturation cask in whiskey. So this is it was distilled in 2010, and it is a Scotch barrel that was then let's see, date filled. Yeah, so March 21st of 2025 is when this bottle was filled. So 15 years is what we're guessing. They don't have the date of the distillation, but it's probably about 15 years. 55.6% ABV. So that's the Deanston.
How much was it?
This one was $204.08. So not inexpensive.
What is Scottish so supposed to
The
taste
first
like
piece I had
compared
a
to
totally different
American?
finish. Because the first piece I did not like it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Tropical.
Yeah.
We were saying it's pina colada.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pina colada.
total pina colada.
Coconut.
Whoa.
No, it's the palate. The palate isn't so much. The palate's more.
Oh no, I get it on the palate.
Really?
Yeah,
that's what I get.
Take a couple more sips. It like turns into like literally pina colada.
Coconut cream pie.
Yep.
Coconut cream pie.
The first sip,
Yeah, actually, that's better for the palate. The nose is a pina colada.
Oh no, I'm getting coconut. I'm getting pina colada on the palate, big time.
Yeah, big time. That's what I first said.
But I mean, everybody's different, so it's all good. All right, we're gonna watch a video on Deanston on pina coladas, how they grow pineapples in
Now they're growing
the
pineapples
Highlands.
and coconuts in the Highlands.
That's the Scottish oak.
Less bioactors.
All right, this is 4 minutes, so a little longer. I will cut it off if it's too brutal, but it should be interesting. All right, what I want you to remember, in remembering this was a mill. Yeah, so just kind of.
It tastes like cotton.
Yeah, do a bottle of Deanston.
Right on the river.
The Teeth River?
Teeth. Tieth.
Oh, not teeth? Teeth?
And it still looks like that. That's the visitor center. They haven't upgraded anything.
Whoa! Yeah. Can we tell whose they are?
So here's the hydro. So here you'll see the hydro. There it is.
It's from the river.
Yeah. Old school controls. Porteous Mill. Big open top mash tun, which is fairly unusual. Most are closed. Yep. Not there, that's just mash.
So what is the over mash trying to do after some wild?
It's not capturing a lot, no, but it's releasing more steam, so maybe there is some more condensed grain. Who knows? Yeah. Very industrial, kind of not beautiful distillery, but doesn't matter. They have beautiful stills. Measuring the alcohol. Well, that would be the fermenters.
No, that's true.
Not the mash tun. Yeah. They do really great warehouse tastings there. We didn't do a warehouse tasting, but a lot of people take the drive up from Edinburgh and do Val Blair mostly. Yeah.
Little bit.
This is just their regular tasting.
Oh, very good. You said Dalmore is 5 miles north of Inverness, so that's like really close to Orangey and
Yeah.
Bel Blair.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, next door to Bel Blair. We've driven by it. Yeah.
There's the
Bel Blair.
Do you ever get, I mean, I've never heard of these guys. Do you ever get them here in the shop, or is it they mostly stay over there?
So there are core expressions of Deanston. We haven't brought anything into the shop. You don't ever see independent bottlings of Deanston. But what core offerings that we get in the US aren't all that exciting. So it's kind of, yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is delicious. Very different. I mean, this is not like a real Deanston probably flavor profile by any means, but that's kind of the point of this tasting too, is to try special things from the different A to Z's as well. So ooh, boy, that fruitiness is amazing. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say, my sister and brother-in-law were married in Dornoch.
Oh,
nice.
And where?
Dornoch.
Oh, Dennis, Steve, Charles, and I were in jail in Dornoch. Yeah, we were locked up in jail, weren't we, guys?
Yeah.
All right.
It was Charles. It's all Charles.
Usually is.
All right, so we're going to move on to Dornoch. Before I even start talking about them, if you're remote and in person, the reason why the pour is pretty small on this one, this is a 500 ml.
Oh, wow.
All right, they do not have 700 mLs.
Wow.
These bottles are very difficult to get. You can only get them there at the distillery, and most times I've been there, they don't even have them available. I was able to get this one when I was there one time, and we are very lucky to be tasting this tonight, but that's the reason why the pour sample size is smaller on this one, is because it's just a 50 cl or 50 ml bottle, but or 500 ml bottle. All right, let's talk a little bit about Dornoch. I do have a video to play on them as well. So just so you know, on this bottling, this is, so they do, their bottlings are by their cask number, okay, and they've been around since 2017, so they've been 9 years now making whiskey. This is cask number 207, which means this is their 207th cask that they've made.
What?
Yes.
What?
Tiny production. Tiny production. I talked about how we're doing some pretty big distillery productions, and we're also doing the smallest, if maybe not the smallest in Scotland. I'm not sure if it's the smallest. It might be. All right. There's only 178 bottles of this. It was 54.3% ABV. And it is only 4 years old. Okay. So keep that all in mind as we're talking about this whiskey or this distillery, and then we watch this video, because these guys are amazing. These guys are truly freaking amazing. They are gems. So in each country that I go to take people on trips, you find these places that are just amazing, like small craft, but putting out amazing tasting whiskey. These are part of that. So another example of a distillery that we recently visited was last fall. We went to Culloden in Ireland. Same thing, tiny. They're in a garage, tiny, but they're making amazing whiskey. And then you go to Japan and you're seeing some really small production whiskey as well. That's just amazing. So it doesn't matter what size you are, as long as you kind of have the passion and the knowledge. But all right, here's a little information on Dornoch. They're located in Dornoch, which is north of Inverness again. So we talked about Dalmore. So Dornoch is just north of Dalmore. All right. Founded in 2017 in a 19th century Victorian fire station, which was part of the Dornoch Castle Hotel, by two brothers, Simon and Philip Thompson. And they're really great guys, young guys, becoming good friends. The distillery was built with the intention of producing single malt whiskey and organic gin. The first product to be released from the distillery was a limited edition experimental gin. The distillery subsequently released what it called a single malt gin made from scratch on site. The core gin expression from the distillery is the Thompson Brothers Mediterranean Gin, which was first released in November of 2021. The first single malt, Dornoch 2017, 3-year-old cask number 1, was released in 2022. So 4 years ago. I just tasted that cask in Japan a month ago.
Cool.
A friend of mine, actually one of the people that works at Chichibu, bought me a dram from cask number 1, which was pretty great. In September 2022, Phil and Simon Thompson unveiled plans for a new €7 million eco-friendly whiskey distillery to be named Struy Distillery. A public crowdfunding campaign was launched in 2025 with the aim to raise £4 to £5 million towards the project, Subsequently, Dornoch Distillery Company was reorganized under the ownership of Thompson Independent Traders. All right, so we're gonna play this video. This will tell you a little bit. You guys got to watch this. It'll tell you a little bit about the Thompson brothers and their vision for Dornoch and what they're doing in the future here. All right, this video was made for, I don't know if it's Japan or Korea. However, the closed captions are in English, and you should be able to understand them anyhow. But there's this writing. I don't know why. All right, listen up. Listen up.
Thompson Brothers Independent Bottlers, Dornoch Castle Hotel. One of the managing directors here alongside my brother.
That's Phil.
Simon Thompson.
That's Simon.
Dornoch Distillery. Generally more.
That's the stills.
Engineering focus. Yeah, we have a bit of fun with it. No one was making the kind of whiskey that we love the most, and we kind of thought, well, can't be that hard, can it? We looked at it over a couple of years, and eventually Simon said, we have this building, let's look at this, let's see if we can fit a distillery in here.
That's their distillery.
Back in 2015, we sat in the bar and did a video, and yeah, amazingly people gave us money, and we built a distillery, and now, whatever, 7 or 8 years later, we have liquid maturing cask, we bottle, we sell all over the world, and yeah, it's a great little business and a fun place to work. Yeah, so the new site, Dornoch South Street Distillery, that is the name of our distillery, is located about 250 metres away from Dornoch Distillery, Dornoch Castle Hotel, which Dornoch Distillery sits on the grounds of. So very, very close by, and yeah, close enough just to stumble over there. We always saw Dornoch as a stepping stone, a proof of concept on what we wanted to do and what we want to achieve in the type of liquid we wanted to make. And now, you know, we've got liquid maturing, we're in market, we've got our independent bottling, the business is growing. It was kind of it was natural progression, but I think we were ready. So my brother and I were ready for that challenge. The engineering project, it's all just a lot of fun. It's you know, stuff we enjoy, and yeah, just taking everything to that next level. Yeah, it's a great business. It's not without its challenges. We've overcome so many, and I think now is the time to just let's get into this new distillery, ready for the challenge, ready to take it on and build it out, make something beautiful, and also make something generational. You know, we want this business to be here for a long time, long after us. That's going to be the cool thing.
Yeah, so young guys,
Yeah.
with young kids now, and you know, they're making great whiskey to begin with, and they're just going to keep it going, which is really exciting.
And when we were there, their bottle shop is really special.
Yeah, they have their own little shop as well.
Can't get their stuff here.
Well, you can get their stuff, but it's called Redacted Bros, because they can't use Thompson Brothers here in the United States because it's already taken by somebody. So they changed their name to Redacted Bros. So yeah.
So much is redacted these days.
I know.
I hope it looks.
Epstein Bros.
I hope it looks like it was redacted.
All right. So what do you guys think of this 4-year-old Dornoch?
It's awesome.
It's amazing, it's 4 years.
It's malty.
Getting a lot of apples.
You know, good words like this.
Yeah, orchard fruits, apples, pears.
And I have to say they're all very different. Every cask that I've had, I haven't had a lot, just maybe 5. They're all quite different, but pretty cool. Little bottles with their cool designs and
How much
different
was this
pictures.
500 ml bottle?
$125.
Apparently there's quite a club at Dornoch Castle, that Dave Collins, D.A. Collins, member.
Well, so there's the famous golf course there,
Yeah.
which is probably one of the most famous in Scotland besides St. Andrews. Yeah.
And Dornoch, oh yeah.
And then they have the Dornoch Castle Hotel, which is a great place. And I've actually brought groups where we've done dinner in. They have this like old jail room cellar
Yeah.
We all go in there and we did a tasting in there last fall, which was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
No, the
No,
jail
it's
was something
next
different,
door.
but it's a beautiful hotel, but it also has one of the best whiskey bars in Scotland. It literally does. And it's not just Thompson Brothers, independent bottlings. It's even Japanese. They have like lots of different
Yeah,
things.
we had some Jura releases, not Jura, iron releases that hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's 4 years old. No, I can't.
Right.
It does not taste like a 4-year-old.
No, it does not.
They're using those old alembic stills from France. So it's a very different kind of style of whiskey making. Alembic. 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 Yeah.
So
Which is a brandy still, basically.
It's a brandy still.
Yeah. And then they have open top fermenters. So they do, going back to that, they do allow natural yeast. Their fermentation time is 2 weeks. They're very small fermenters. And actually they have a couple that are up top. You have to climb a ladder. We didn't climb, but they have like 2 washbacks up top and then 1 or 2 on the bottom floor.
The longer fermented fruit.
Yeah, the fruitier you're gonna get with a longer fermentation.
They got into independent bottling pretty quickly.
Well, that's what built the money to do what they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Like compared to like Kilholman. Brendan, like
I don't
he's got his little garage.
Oh, Kilholman. Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's he didn't have a bottling company.
They have that.
But they also their family owned the Dornoch Castle Hotel. So they come from they had some help. Some help. I'm not gonna say they had a lot of money because I don't know their situation. But there was definitely a platform or a place for them to use to launch. So
I've always found it amazing. Starting it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's great. Yeah, some of it's okay, but I hear what you're saying.
It's pretty amazing for a 4-year-old.
Yeah, right?
Very tastes mature, a lot maturer than.
I know.
Charles.
Yep. Yeah.
So they own Dornoch, right?
That's their distillery.
And the Thompson Brothers is their label.
Well, Thompson Brothers is their company.
All right, so this is just.
But that's made at Dornoch. That's
So
made
even
at
though it's their distillery, they still do their company label on it.
kind of, yeah.
But over here, if we ever see it, will be Redacted Brothers.
Right. And we've carried some of the Redacted Brothers. And
How do they hold
it's a
up?
blended malt and it's a blended and it's a grain with or it's a blend. So they haven't released any single malts here in the US because it's a challenge. They're not big to begin with. There have been a couple of large stores that have done bottlings with them, like K&L in California, and I think Binny's in Chicago. They've done Thompson Brothers bottlings here in the US, but they're buying the whole cask, which, you know, it's not easy to do.
Shalom said they do a lot of blending as well.
Oh, no, I said they do independent bottling.
Independent bottling.
Yes.
So, do they change their name when they do that? Or
No, it's Thompson Brothers.
It's just like, you know, like you'd see Murray McDavid, it's Thompson Brothers.
Yeah,
And
it's
they're
Thompson
really high
Brothers.
quality. You bought a couple when we were there.
Oh yeah, I've had
The Redacted you had
Really
here,
high quality.
Yeah.
how were they?
good, really good.
Just how they
But
got-
they're blends though, you know, so and they were inexpensive. They're $60 somewhere in that range. So
They have quite a following in Scotland.
oh, huge.
And then they.
Right, because
Huge.
Aqua Vitae talks about it.
Yeah.
Those guys do.
And actually, when I brought a group there 3 years ago now, no, it was 20, yeah, it was 23. 2 of the people in my group ended up becoming investors with their new distillery. which was like 50,000 pounds.
Wow.
They each put in.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do they hope
I wasn't-
to do as they go to the new distillery as far as size goes and production?
It's still going to be not on the large scale, but it's not going to be what they are today.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they're going to try and keep that quality and
Yeah.
you know craft going, but you know they want to
Nice.
expand. So
Yeah, very nice.
all right, we're going to wrap up with Dufftown. Dufftown. It sounds soft. It sounds like a pillow. It's just like a cloud of whiskey. Dufftown. All right, I have all of this to say about Dufftown. It's a time.
Nice. Yeah,
What
yeah.
time? And we have a very short video.
Better take a deep breath.
Read it slow.
The video itself actually is just a drone because there you can't really like see anything. They don't allow you to go in. It's very like closed. But they make a lot of whiskey. All right, Dufftown Distillery is a Scotch whiskey distillery in Dufftown, Scotland.
Surprising.
Holy moly! We had Dornoch out of Dornoch.
You don't say.
We had Dalwhinnie out of Dalwhinnie.
Yep.
All right, 3 out of the 6, not bad. All right, founded in 1895 as Dufftown Glenlivet Distillery, which was what? No, has nothing to do with Glenlivet. Most of the Speyside distilleries back in the day had that hyphen Glenlivet associated with them, and that was just because of Glenlivet's kind of the original name that was given to that area was Glenlivet, and then eventually Glenlivet said, "All right, guys, enough using the hyphen. That's our name. Give it to us," and they dropped that. But the distillery is currently owned by Diageo again, so 2 of the 6 are Diageo. 6 stills has a capacity of 4 million liters. So we're back to the beginning with Dalmore. 3 wash stills and 3 spirit stills. It is a component in Arthur Bell and Sons blended bottlings, but they also do their own single malt, which Shalom and I actually sold as reps for Diageo or whatever you want to. Well, but they also have the Singleton of Dufftown. I remember seeing it.
Because I don't think so, because the Glendon is the US release.
Okay.
The Glenord is the Asian and the Dufftown is the
European. All right. So maybe we did. Well, we did Singleton. We did Singleton of Glendon, whatever. So this is Singleton of Dufftown and the Dufftown 15 year. So they do have single malt besides blends, but it's not a huge. Actually, it's probably not a small amount, but it's probably not that much out of 4 million liters. It's probably a pretty small amount. Other distilleries in Dufftown: Dalwhinnie, Glendullan, Glenfiddich, Caninvie, and Mortlach. All right, just so you get a sense of how big of an area that Dufftown was for whiskey making.
It's actually only like 3 miles by 3 miles.
What's that? Speyside. Yeah, heart of Speyside. All right, I have a video. Oh, let me tell you about this bottle first. All right, so we don't get these in the US. This is Barry Bros and Rudd. This is another independent bottler. They're based out of, I think they're London, aren't they? Where am I? Am I wrong with that? Yeah, St. James Street. That's London, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So they're an English independent bottler. They actually have a pretty fancy shop in London, which I haven't been to, and I hear it's crazily priced and really over the top, but still would be cool to visit. But they do their own bottlings. This is a Dufftown. Let's see, how old is this? What did I say it was? 15 year. So it was bottled in 2023. It was distilled in 2008. This is a 52.9% ABV, only 189 bottles, and the finish is Pinot. Anybody know what that is?
It's a dry red wine.
Dry red wine. Somebody already looked it up. From where?
South France.
The Pinot Valley?
It's from France.
Just
Is
saying.
there a valley?
It could be.
Most of them are.
I've heard of Pinot Noir, Pinot Grigio,
you know,
Pinot.
It's not spelled
I just-
P-I-N-O-T, right? Or is it
It's-
Pinot?
P-I-N-E-A-U.
Pineau.
Oh, that's different.
Pinot de Charon.
Yeah.
Oh, you were just going off the
They
cuff? I thought you
No,
looked
no,
it up.
No, Pinot.
Oh my God, he didn't look it up.
Isn't it de
Oh, you know what?
You didn't spell it out loud either.
It's from Kenya.
Kenya, really?
No. Pinot de Charon.
Fortified wine from Western
Pinot de
France,
Charon.
any fresh grape juice with
We
cognac.
this year, that's what I got too.
Eau de
Dr.
Vie,
Google says.
he is a
So
protected
Google
AOC.
says.
That's what
Regional
Dr. Google
aperitif.
says.
I
Pinot
think
de
you're talking
Charon.
about P-I-N-O-T.
Oh.
Fortified French wine.
Yes.
It's a wine brand, so it's a.
Fortified.
It's French port.
It's
Yeah, basically,
it's an
yeah.
aperitif.
Exactly what it's
Sweet,
called.
fruity notes of honey, apricot, and almond.
Yeah.
Typically aging for at least a year in oak barrels. All right, so now we know what barrel it was finished in.
Okay.
How much was this?
The Dufftown was $170.
Usually Asian.
Not cheap.
There's no red wine.
That's fine.
All right, let's watch a video. It's like literally 30 seconds of a drone flying over.
Pinot de Charon is created when unfermented grape juice is added to cognac, and its cask bring a vibrancy.
Unfermented grape juice added to cognac.
All right, this is 35
That's what it
seconds.
says.
Do I have 35 seconds?
I think
Yes.
we could focus for 30 of those.
35 seconds, please.
I'll give you 30.
I'll give you 20.
I mean, all you're gonna see is,
I'm the good one, I'm gonna get
The drum.
That's the way I'm holding it.
oh, we already lost 5 seconds. All right, here's Dufftown.
You didn't last 30 seconds.
It doesn't even fly close. Oh.
Drone was high.
Oh, it's got a label,
Drone.
Dufftown Distillery, right there. That's it,
Drone
right there.
didn't
See
get
that
shot
building?
down.
That's as close as they let you get there.
That's
It's a beautiful place
It is
though.
cool.
It is.
Yeah.
They went to the trouble of marking that and saying.
I thought it was the tree.
Yeah.
On the video.
If that were mine, I would have probably went through there.
All right, there you go.
Yeah. That's a single test.
Flying all
Wait,
over
did
Scotland.
someone make that, or did
That
Dufftown
drum was
make
over
that?
shotgun.
No, somebody made that.
Oh, that's
Unauthorized, probably.
Yeah.
That's right. It's bootleg.
Yeah, so that's Dufftown Distillery. Yeah, you can go visit the Glenord Distillery, which is part of that Diageo Singleton line, which we visited.
Really cool that black mold at Glenord.
Yeah, Glenord had a lot of black mold, but
It's like spiderwebs.
Glenord was huge as well. But there are 3 distilleries that are part of the Singleton line: Dufftown, Glendullan, and Glenord. Glenord is sold in the Asian market. Glendullan is sold in the US market, and the Dufftown is sold in the European market. So we really don't see Dufftown here in the US at all. And you don't see a lot of independent bottlings. I didn't see a lot of independent bottlings of Dufftown as well. So kind of cool that we're getting to try a unique cask from Dufftown tonight.
It's very nice.
That's actually great.
Great range.
Hey, Charles,
No, you can't go.
You can't go.
Yeah.
we're doing our own little tasting to finish off
Yeah.
that Battle of Quebec.
Nice. You like it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Maybe that's.
Now, where is that distillery?
They're south of us. They're like a good 2 hours south of us.
That's what I'm
They did a nice job,
Yeah. We're gonna
especially on the
do-
bottle.
So on June 17th, which is I think 3 days before Shalom's wedding, we're doing a class with them, and
Oh, no kidding.
they're gonna do 3 or 4 of the battle releases in that class. It'll also be online too, so if you're not here,
And who is it?
10 Mile Distillery in south of
The
here.
bottle's beautiful.
That one, I don't.
The bottle is beautiful.
Maybe I'll join that one.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I'd like to join it. See if Maggie will let me.
You do know we bought it on Shalom's recommendation.
The Battle of Quebec?
Yeah, he tasted it for us.
Oh,
Yeah, I hadn't tried it. tasted
oh, I
it.
didn't know that.
Did you receive it yet?
Yeah, they got it.
How is it? You like it?
My buddy.
Good.
2 thumbs up.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, problem with 10 Mile's got so many releases, I just can't keep up with it.
Yeah. What do you guys think of this Dufftown? It's pretty nice, right? Pretty light and fruity.
Again, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go around the table and we're gonna do our top 2, just 2. We don't need to do top 1, but just top 2. All right, Dale.
So my top 2 were the Dalwhinnie and the Deanston.
Dalwhinnie and Deanston for Dale. All right, Quade.
Deanston and Dornoch.
Deanston, Dornoch.
I think I like the Dornoch more, but it was like it's hard.
I can't believe they all start with D. This is kind of crazy. All right,
What are the odds?
Deanston and Dalwhinnie.
Deanston and Dalwhinnie. All right, we're a little trend here.
Deanston and actually Dornoch and Deanston.
Wow, Dornoch and Deanston. Wow.
Deanston what? Deanston Dufftown. That's what I'm gonna do.
What the hell? Dalwhinnie and Deanston.
Dalwhinnie and Deanston.
Dalwhinnie and Deanston.
Same.
Really?
Deanston and Dornoch.
Oh,
I might be a fanboy. I might be a Dornoch fanboy.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'm.
What about you, Joe?
I was Dalwhinnie and Deanston, but Dornoch was boy, that was nose to nose.
Wow. So the middle 3 are the kind of the winners in person here. What about you, Dave?
Absolutely Dalwhinnie and the Deanston.
Wow. Holy moly. All right. What about you guys?
We didn't like the Dalwhinnie.
All right.
We liked the Deanston and we liked the Dufftown and Dornoch both.
Okay.
And I'm basically a Deanston and a Dalmore. The Dalwhinnie bottle that you had in this tasting, that's significantly different than the one we.
Oh yeah, it will be different for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, that's
What about
good.
you, Charles?
Oh, I don't remember.
How many whiskeys did you have tonight?
This is my 30th dram of it. I started at noon. What are you guys doing?
I recovered from last night in Rochester. What are you talking about?
No, I mean, I really enjoyed. I thought that Deanston was pretty amazing. It was so different, and I can't believe it was so tropical. That was pretty cool. The Dornoch was really great. Yeah, I mean, the Dalwhinnie was great. It was not my top pick, but the Dalmore was better than I thought it was going to be. And I thought the Dufftown was pretty solid too. Not again top, but pretty good. So
there were no dogs in this one.
Yeah.
They're all
yeah. Even the Dalmunach was good for what it was. You know.
You gotta get a taste
Yeah, well, the Deanston's gone. Like that was in the shop. That's no doubt gone. So. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up here online. Hope you enjoyed tonight. And we'll see you on the next whenever. We'll figure that out. But
thanks, Charles.
Have a good night.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.